Alrighty guys, hello and welcome back to another video on the channel. Now I'm going to be covering another Higan Eruthyll video today because I want to talk about something in particular. Now, as you can see at the top right, I have, top left, fuck, I don't know get my directions right. I have played quite a bit more of this game now. I played a considerable amount more than when I did in my last video. And there's a couple of things that I've noticed, a couple of issues I can potentially see with the game. And I've been watching other videos and stuff and other people making similar kind of like sentiments and points about this, so I kind of wanted to address a couple different things to give you my opinion on this essentially. So yeah, if you find today's video helpful, then please do leave a like and subscribe to the channel if new. Now, like I said in my previous Higan Eruthyll video, I do think this game still has a lot of potential. I said in that video that a game has a lot of potential to be good, and I still think that those points still stand. Basically, gameplay is good, graphics are good, story is good, all those kind of things. But there are a couple of issues that I've kind of noticed. I've been talking to some people on Discord about it, I've been watching some videos, but we're going to get into some of that stuff now. So, probably the single biggest issue with this game is, it's stamina. This game is very heavily stamina gated. And I'll show you what I mean in a minute. So let's just take like a normal story stage into account, for example. So we go into the adventure mode here, and we just go into one of the current story stages I'm doing. As you can see right here, the cost for a story stage is 18. I am a little bit overcapped on stamina at the moment, but that's because I did some stamina refreshes. But you're only getting 119 of what I'm getting. At my level, I'm only getting 119 stamina. So I think at max level, you get like, I think it's like 130 stamina per day, and I believe it takes literally 13 hours, or like 12 hours or something like that, for the entire stamina bar to refresh. And considering how quickly that can go down, that's not a lot of stamina. Now, the problem isn't that, for example, that the adventurer stages cost 18. That's not the issue of what this is. The issue is that this isn't the only piece of content that you have to use stamina for. So say, for example, you want to level up your characters with the basic level up resources. You have to go into here and get, say, for example, you want credits. Those stages cost 12. Say, for example, you need EXP materials. Those stages cost 24. Say, for example, you need Ascension materials. 15 for those, like for the base stage for that one. And even for like, say the higher level, slightly higher level ones, 20 kind of thing. And this is where the problem comes in. Because, say for example, you'll be needing multiple of these resources all at the same time. Like, you're going to run out of EXP, you're going to run out of Ascension materials, you're going to need to grind multiple of them to essentially grind out just one character kind of thing. And the problem with that is, say for example, if we go to the Ascension screen, just give me a sec. This is a big problem, because the stage, as you can see here, only guarantees 3 of these. For the first, say for example, the first Ascension, which would be the green ones, you need 8. Or I believe it's 8. And the problem with that is, you can use up your entirety of your stamina for the day just by auto-battling out 5 of these, or 4 of these, or whatever kind of thing. Which is a bit of a problem because you're also going to need stamina that day to level up the character. You might need stamina to grind out some other materials for a different character. Or, say for example, one of the biggest stamina sinks at the moment, which this event is almost done, is this current event. Basically the way this event works is you go into your highest completed stage, and you farm out these Wings of Ashes, basically. With these Wings of Ashes, you essentially come into the event store and you do this like free gacha kind of thing where you spend the currency you get from the stages to essentially get a pool of rewards. And as you can see, these are the pool of rewards. And there's multiple different stages. I've already cleared some of the earlier ones. Now you want to try and clear out as much of this as possible because, for example, they have a skin on stage 5, which unfortunately I'm going to miss out on. I'm not too fussed on it because this is my actual account. But they also have like summoning tickets and other currency and stuff and things in here that you're going to want. Take note of something. In order to summon for these, one pool of this is 100. Watch what happens. Watch this when I go into the stage. Take note, I only get 168 per clear. That's not too bad, you might be saying, right? When it costs 21 stamina down here to essentially run the stage, you can only realistically, unless you're doing stamina refreshes or have stamina potions, do this 5 times a day, or maybe 6, maybe squeeze out 6. Which is a bit of an issue, because if you do the math, there is 60 rewards in every single one of these 6 stages. So if you do the math, you essentially require 36,000 of this Wings of Ashes to be able to get every single item in this event. That's insane. That is a lot of like grinding required to do that, considering you only get 168 of these per stage. Now there is actually an earlier stage I just realized just then that you can do for 210. Even still, if we divide that 36,000 by 210, That's 171 times you have to run this stage to be able to get that maximum amount of all the rewards kind of thing. And it's like, oh, that's not a lot. Well, if you can only run 5 of them per day, that means you need to run this event 34 days straight using all of your stamina, which is a problem considering I'm pretty sure the event didn't run for 34 days to begin with. Yeah, as you can see up the top here, it's from the 25th to the 15th, so roughly 30 days kind of thing. The other issue with that is that's only if you're only spending your stamina on the event. That means during the rest of this time, you can't upgrade your characters, you can't progress the story. You have to dump every single bit of your stamina into the event if you want to be able to get everything. And this is where the issue comes into play. There are too many things in this game that require the stamina resource, but you don't get enough of it. And this is a pretty big issue in my opinion. They either need to make a way of like refreshing stamina a bit more easier, or either like honestly double or even triple the stamina cap. Because at the moment it's too low. It's way too low. So that's something to keep in mind. This game needs to change that. The other major issue I would say is the wishing system. Okay, so here's the problem with the gacha kind of at the moment. The rates, the way it works, the systems, all that kind of stuff is actually fine. So it's 2% for an SSR and 19% for an SR and then 79% for an R. 2% for an SSR is actually really good rates. That's better than Genshin, for example. I believe Genshin's like 1% or like 0.7%. It's good in terms of gacha terms. That's actually on the higher end of summoning rates. And it's pretty nice. For example, the one we hit 50 times where the rate goes up to 5.3%, and then every single roll after that's increased by 5.3% to a 100% chance. So I think like max PD is around like 90 or 100 for like a guaranteed 50-50 kind of thing. So that's not the issue. The issue is when it comes to free to play. So as you can see, I'm level 40 at the moment. I have not gotten a lot of summons for the amount of time that I've effectively put into this game. So as you can see, I've gotten 61 on the base banner, and then 14 on the other banner. This is including pre-registration rewards and all the stuff I've done in the game up to this point. Okay, I'm going to stop you there past me. That's not entirely what I meant to say. What I meant to say at this point of the video was essentially that all the currency that you were given is offloaded to you at the very start of the game to like the mid kind of game. And once you hit the end game, they stop kind of giving you currency. Your only sources of currency are from clearing event stages for the first time, login events, and your dailies and stuff like that. And honestly, the amount of currency you get from those is not a whole lot. In addition to that, you'll also get like maintenance rewards and things, but essentially what I'm trying to say in this point of the video that I really messed up saying, honestly, is the currency flow after you get through like the welfare stage of the game, or like the freedom, like the fun section of the game with most gacha games, and actually get into the actual core part of the game, they stop giving you a lot of currency. You don't get a very much currency for your time. And that's what I was trying to say. Anyways, back to the video. Really have to pick and choose kind of thing. And the fact that they also, like, they give you these split up kind of tickets, like there's 2 different types kind of as well. You have to kind of like choose like what you spend. I just don't like the way they do the system. It's not the best with the way the currency actually works, and they don't give you a whole lot of it. That's the takeaway kind of thing from that. And honestly, they're my main 2 issues with the game at the moment. A lot of people are also saying that this game is grindy, and that like the daily content takes too long. When they're talking about that, they're talking about this game OTA Mesmerizing Labyrinth. And I do kind of understand where they're coming from, but also at the same time, I don't think it's that grindy. But this is, you don't understand coming from someone who's used to playing like super grindy games. I'm not even necessarily even talking about gacha games, I'm talking about like full-on PC games. I play games like Path of Exile and a ton of other really grindy games that, you know, you spend ages just doing the same thing over and over again. So this doesn't really bother me too much, but that's me personally. I know a lot of other people will have issues with this. And the main problem people have with this is it's a game mode that you have to do every single day. And it's very slow and very repetitive and very boring. It takes about like, I think like 20 minutes minimum to kind of clear it every single day, which is a problem for some people. And I can understand where they're coming from that. It does get kind of boring and repetitive. The best kind of game mode I can explain it to is that game mode, I can't remember what it's called in Gods of Nikkei, where you have like the different, it's like that roguelite almost kind of game mode. Anyways, it's kind of boring. That's the takeaway. But anyways, guys, that's going to be for today's video. I just wanted to highlight these 2 points to kind of show you guys that there are some issues with this game and you will want to keep these in mind. Anyways, guys, hopefully you all enjoyed. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, love you guys. Have a good one.